Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Casual Planeswalker. I'm Joshua, and I'm here with Brad, and today we're going to be talking about a new card in the Guilds of Ravnica set that I'm a little bit excited about. I won't say Brad's excited about it. Brad's not particularly thrilled about
I
blue-black, but
mean,
eh,
not my favorite style, but I definitely respect it. I definitely respect it.
I didn't want to speak for you. I was going to say we're both really excited about, but I was like, well, let's temper that down. I'm kind of excited about it. I think, honestly, I don't know that it's being used very much in standard right now, and I probably comes down to the fact that blue black isn't really that strong of a color. I don't think in standard. I don't think it's got, I mean, you're talking that's dimir, mill.
actually,
Is it? Are we doing all right with it?
actually, there's a really, really good deck in dimir right now.
Oh yes.
So, so it's like um, there's a new mechanic called Surveil in this set,
Yeah.
which is like you can choose to put the cards on your in your graveyard. So it's kind of like a weird version of Scry.
Hmm.
And there's a couple different approaches, but they're both nasty. They're nasty. Like I've played against them on like Magic Arena, and it's nasty. Like they're like big flying creatures, and then there's like little creatures that get +1/+1s. This spy bug thing whenever you surveil. So Demir is actually doing pretty well. I don't know about like pro level or competitive or whatever, but if you're just like hanging
Looking
out
for some
on
fun.
MTG Arena, oh man, I've been wrecked by some Demir. So,
Really?
so
So they're rolling it on the arena. So
yeah,
yeah, because
yeah,
I'm gonna come clean with everybody. I focus more on modern myself, but Brad focuses a lot on standard, and so
yeah,
I will always defer to Brad on how any of this pans out.
yeah. No, Demir's
Okay.
nasty, but
All right. Well, let's move into the card then.
let's
The
do it.
card itself is called Unmoored Echo. It's a 3 cost, one blue, one
Ego.
black, and a colorless. Uh, it, it's effectively, if any of you are familiar with cranial extraction, that most people seem to relate most to cranial extraction. It's the same idea as cranial extraction, except it's not limited by cranial extraction. You have to name a card in the graveyard. So this card has to already have either been played or removed from the deck in some fashion. With Unmoored Echo, it goes further back, more toward the original card that there's a sort of a line of these that have been printed.
Hmm.
Originally, the card was Memoricide, and that was a card from Scars of Mirrodin. Scars of Mirrodin, yeah. And so I got that up here. I look at the logo, I can see it right there. Anyway, um, Scars of Mirrodin, and it was name a non-land card, search target player's graveyard, hand, and library for any number of cards with that name and exile them. That player shuffles his or her library. Unmoored Echo is a similar idea. It's choose a card name, search target opponent's graveyard, hand, and library for up to 4 cards with that name, and exile them. That player shuffles their library and then draws a card for each card exiled from their hand this way. So it doesn't have quite as strong of a presence in terms of like ripping the hand apart. You're not really getting the same effect as you know, um, Good Night Duress or anything like that.
Hmm.
But the interesting thing about the Unmoored Echo, and you at first glance, it actually looks like you're like, okay, well, what's the difference? It's basically the same thing, except it's got some drawback. It costs 1 less, but you're doing blue black. The key here, though, with Unmoored Echo, is that it doesn't say anything about land.
Huh?
There's no restrictions. I mean, I don't know why you'd want to, but you could pull basic land if you
Huh?
wanted to. There's
That's really
nothing.
interesting.
Yeah. So
Or like Mutavault or something,
it
like really
pulls
powerful
Mutavaults,
lands.
Tron, if you're going up against
Yeah.
Tron. I don't know if it's
Huh?
strong enough to play in Modern. It's
Yeah.
sorcery. Uh, I mean, you're kind of banking on them missing their drop to begin with. It's not always the best play. Tron's got a lot of land fix. Um, I don't know about that uh, quite as much. But the interesting thing to me, though, is that it's not. I feel like it's the kind of card that could show up in the event of things getting of like a weird emergent style of gameplay, either in standard or in modern. Like if something were to start coming up that's really that's like specifically deadly, like I said, Tron, I don't know.
Mhm.
It seems like a really good sideboard card, like an awesome utility card that
Yeah.
that you could really put in and get a lot of value. Now, I don't think, and this is where the problem comes in with it, I don't think it really replaces cranial extraction. Anybody who's familiar with cranial extraction, um, oh no, not cranial extraction. Oh, what am I thinking of? Um,
Surgical
Surgical
extraction.
extraction. Thank you. Here, let me pull that up for anybody who's unfamiliar with this card. And anybody who's not familiar with this card is very lucky because it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
And it's you basically you can play either a black mana or 2 life to cast it. I apologize earlier on. I was saying cranial extraction when I meant surgical, by the way. Feel free to yell in the comments below at me and tell me I don't know magic. I don't. Fun fact. Um, but yeah, surgical extraction. I don't think you can really do much against like the tempo that you get with surgical extraction. You don't even have to pay uh, like actual. I mean, there's just so many opportunities there to really like shut down a deck with surgical extraction.
Hmm.
You don't have to have a blue, you don't have to have a black, and I don't know that you'd really want to replace surgical extraction with it. And beyond surgical extraction, I don't know. So I have a hard time. I was looking through some stuff. I had jumped onto MTG Goldfish's like card thing. Honestly, if anybody's ever doing some research, MTG Goldfish has some really awesome tools for looking at cards and seeing what decks they're used in. Um, but it's not coming up in a lot of standard decks, really. The only deck in standard that I saw it coming in was actually Is It, um,
Hmm.
which is kind of strange. Um,
Uh,
yeah,
Unmoored Ego?
yeah. And so as a splash, and
Huh.
I know it's blue red is it, but they're running blue black red.
Hmm.
It's not the most powerful deck I've ever seen, honestly. But like I said, I guess it's just not strong enough of an ability to really trigger what people are looking for. You know what I mean? You're not getting quite enough value out of it. But it's interesting to me because I feel like I really want to find a way to use this card, which is one of the most dangerous mentalities in Magic, because then you end up just shoehorning a card right in, not knowing really what you know what your actually goal is. Like I don't know, maybe it's just too soft, coming in
Hmm.
like that. I don't know. Um, yeah, I want to say I pulled the deck up right here. For anybody who's interested in figuring out, you're basically splashing it just for the black. You're going to use, thanks to Ravnica and dual lands and stuff, you can actually put in some red black Dragon Skull Summits, is what they're using, and you can, go that way.
Hmm.
I don't know. I mean, I guess it's giving you some protection. I'm not sure against what exactly in the blue red that you're so worried about. Um, I've never found Is It to be particularly dominating anyway, even though it is one of my favorite color combinations.
Also,
Um,
they have one of the best decks right now too.
do they really? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I'm gonna have to get in standard. That's all there is
Yeah.
to it.
Standards.
Oh, they
All
fixed
the.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, is it has actually a few decks and they're all awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
Is
There's
it
one that
because of the
can
new Niv Mizzet?
Niv Mizzet, that's like one of the styles. He's ridiculous, of course.
Yeah, he's
Uh,
silly. Draw a card
but
like
there's this
swinging.
one, this Phoenix, the Arclight Phoenix, that
Okay.
is just kind of like very powerful. It's like really expensive. People love it. And so there's some like tricks. Get that from your graveyard into play for free. And then there's a couple different Drakes that are Is It. And the Drakes get more powerful the more sorceries and instants you have in your graveyard. So the Drakes can actually, one of them's been around for a while, Enigma Drake.
Okay, yeah.
but the other one is I think new. It's called Crackling Drake,
Hmm.
and both of them get more powerful the more spells you've played. And
Gotcha.
man, you can literally swing for like the kill with one Drake in one turn. Like you could, put it out and it just is like a 2/4 or whatever. And then by the next turn, because of all the spells that you play, it's like a 16/4 or whatever. And so yeah, that deck is very powerful. So is it's got some good stuff going on too. Golgari is actually one of the most popular decks right now, and that's my favorite colors. They're combining. There's some new creatures with Explore, and pretty heavily played as well, black and
Hmm.
green.
Maybe we'll have to pick up one of those on the next one.
Yeah.
We'll let you pick the card.
All right. But yeah, so my thoughts on this card are that again, I like you said, I don't really play a lot of like super control-y stuff. I usually like more like aggro and combo stuff.
Hmm.
But to me, it's like this card is designed to break the spirit of a deck. Like basically it's like the scene
The
from
way you
Indiana
describe
Jones
it.
where he like rips the heart out of somebody and then like holds it in his hand. That's what this card is designed to do. Like if you're playing a let's say what's a good example like in
Something
that
you
in
love.
the Golgari deck there's this card called Wild Growth Walker. If you just named Wild Growth Walker and rip out all four copies of that card, suddenly all of the power that the whole thing that deck was built on, the heart of it is now not there. And so sure, yeah, you're probably going to have some decent combos here and there, but like the true powerful engine is gone. And I just feel like all right, well, you took out you took out the heart of my deck,
Yeah.
and that seems like that's kind of the spirit of this card. Like,
Well, it's really good against combos, especially like you just said. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
anytime you're running any sort of combo, which is why I'm really surprised it's not getting any. Like I said, I don't think it's a main board, but especially in standard, I feel like it should be a sideboard a lot more often than it's showing up now. Just because of the fact that, like you said, you've got one of these. I mean, I don't know the Golgari deck a lot that well, right? But you roll into a lot of combo decks that once you pull out half of that combo, they can still win usually sometimes through some light attrition type ideas, like play this, play that, it all goes through. But I don't think, like you said, it breaks the back, it pulls the heart out of it.
yeah,
And I don't know, I feel, to me, I feel like that would be something I would want to put into standard a lot,
yeah,
into a standard sideboard, excuse me,
yeah,
a lot more. Maybe I play blue black a little bit more than everybody else does, but like I said, I mean, I just found this Izzet deck, and they're splashing black literally just for this card,
hmm,
which that's what I was expecting to see more of when I started looking into it, just because of the fact that, like I said, it feels to me once you move into modern, yeah, you're running into surgical
right,
extraction stuff like that. Like, you got a hard time. In my mind, that's a hard replace, but maybe
yeah.
not. Maybe just running surgical extraction four of and four of these.
Well,
I
that
don't
so yeah,
like.
you could just kind of like
Uh,
this could just be the decks that just have like counter after counter after counter after counter. They
Fog
counter everything.
or just
This
fogs.
or fog.
I love that deck.
Like this could just be that. Like I'm just gonna surgical extract you and then unmoored ego you and then do like then memoricide you. Like just all the
Just
things.
have that 1/1 unblockable infect guy.
Yeah.
I forget what was he. It was in oh gosh. What was that? Do you remember what I'm talking about? It was like a 1/1 blue infect.
Yeah, blighted
Yes.
agent. He
Yes.
costs 2. Yeah. Mhm.
That I mean, that would work. Just
Mhm.
infect them. Yeah, nothing other than those. You're just drawing out, like, I don't know.
I could see you assembling some sort of nasty prison type deck with this.
It might be interesting. You could do something maybe with Liliana, maybe some discard. So you roll like
Yeah.
blue black, you got Liliana, you got yeah, you got the cat clawing me, excuse me. My apologies. That hurts. Sorry, kitty. Nope, no here. Sorry. But the cat claws just erased my brain.
You're saying Liliana?
Oh yeah, 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 the black. Yeah, so you've got like Thoughtseize. Yeah, I don't know. I feels light though. Uh,
Hmm.
I don't know. It feels kind of vulnerable. It's one of those things where you're not getting great card advantage. I don't know. Maybe using one of those scrolls. Look through the scrolls again. You might be able to get some card value out of that. Those things are interesting.
Hmm.
Look through those. See if there's like no, it's just a skeleton. I don't know. Anyway, it's out there. In my head, I'm trying to like build a deck around it, and I'm just like I feel like to do that you're just gonna have oh there she is. Um, do that you're just gonna have too much of a difficulty just shoehorning it in. I don't know. Anyway,
Hmm.
I think it's a cool card. I feel like we should get in, put in the last say. Brad, did you have anything else you wanted to say about it?
I just hope I never play against it. It will make me sad.
Well, I mean that's a vote for the card if I've ever heard one. Anyway, I do like it. I think it should be a more. It probably should. I think it's probably going to show up as the set matures a little bit as a more prominent sideboard card in standard. We'll see. It might be a sleeper. It might not be. It's only $1 right now in paper. I don't see it. Even if it does become a staple, I doubt it'll ever go up much higher than that. It's basically free online. But anyway.
Cool.
All right. Well, that was our thoughts on Unmoored Echo, and I hope you all liked it. Please feel free to like and subscribe to the video. Or not like. You like it? Do you like the videos on
Yeah.
YouTube? Yeah,
Hmm.
you like it. Okay,
Yep.
thank you. I was like, wait, am I getting Facebook again? My brain's messed up. Yes, like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to hear more videos from us. Click the little bell if you want to know every time we upload anything so that you can be notified immediately and jump right in and catch it first before everyone else does. And don't be afraid to leave a comment. As a side note, we are doing a special offer right now for our Casual Planeswalkers Guide, Ultimate Guide to Deck Building. Even I, after 8 years, can't say the name right. Might have been a little ambitious title, but I mean, it was pretty awesome. Anyway, it's a title that we used to sell for about $30 back in 2010, 2011. It's a great guide to learn how to build decks if you're new to Magic. If you're not new to Magic and you just want to sort of shore up your deck building skills a little bit, it's an awesome addition. It's completely free if you comment in the video and tell me you'd like it. I'll send you a link, and we're giving it away now. It's been 9 years, we had our fun with it. We feel like it's time to just sort of give it to the community. And if anybody wants to have it, it's more than likely you're not more than likely. You're more than welcome to have it. Anyway, y'all take care and have yourself a great day.